You can have the best copy, the best subject line, the best offer, but if your emails are landing in spam, none of it matters. Deliverability is 99% of cold email. You need to make sure that this is dialed before you start anything else. So today in this video, I'm going to help you set up your deliverability step by step. A couple things that we're going to go over today. We're going to go over setting up your main domain. We're going to go over setting up your main email account using Google Workspace. We're going to set up your subdomains, and we're also going to set up your inboxes using premium inboxes. Now, by the end of this video, you should know exactly how to set up your deliverability so you're able to send thousands of emails a day at scale and actually land in the inbox. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Anthony. I run Velocity Flow. We're a B2B lead gen agency, and we've had deliverability struggles ourselves. So everything that I'm saying, I have actually gone through with our agency. We set up multiple campaigns on our behalf and our clients' behalf as well. So without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so step number one is you are going to need your main domain. This is going to be your main company website. As you see here, ours is velocityflow.co. Now, step number two is you're going to need variants of your main website, right? So as you see, velocityflowhigh.co, velocityflowhq.co, velocityflowgo.co, velocityflowsend.co. These are all different variants of our main website. Now, the reason you don't want to send emails with your main website is because you don't want to burn this domain. This is going to be your main website. This is where you're going to drive traffic to from your clients. So you want to make sure that this is always healthy. Therefore, you're going to create these subdomains so you can go ahead and send using these. Now, you also want to avoid .info or .online domains. We had to learn this the hard way, and it took us thousands of dollars to learn this. .info and .online domains, while they may be cheaper, they are cheaper for a reason. These are domains that typically spammers use, so they get marked as spam very easily. So you want to make sure that you're using either .co as you see here, or you want to use .com. All right, so now that you know you're going to need your main domain, which is going to be your main company website, and your subdomains, you may be wondering, how do I actually set this up? So now I'm going to teach you how you can actually set up your main domains and your variants. All right, now you're going to come over to something like Namecheap. Now, we found with a lot of testing that Namecheap has the best price domains. You're just going to come over here and type in your domain. So for example, if I wanted velocityflow.co, which is our main domain, right? Obviously it's going to say taken, but just to kind of show you an example, you're just going to go ahead and add it to your cart. You're going to go to checkout, and you're simply going to buy the domain. Now, none of this you have to enable. Just make sure that the domain privacy is enabled. The auto renewal I would have enabled as well. None of this, the premium DNS, stellar web hosting, you don't need any of that. So you're simply going to put your main domain in the cart, and you're going to check out. Now, same exact process for all your subdomains. What you're going to do here is you're just going to go into something like ChatGPT, into Claude, and you're going to ask it to spin up different variations of your main domain. So let me show you. All right, so now we're in ChatGPT. We're simply just going to go ahead and copy our main domain, and we're just going to tell it, well, I have whisper flow, so I'm just able to speak into my mic, but you're either going to type or you're going to tell it something like, go ahead and spin me up 20 different variations of this main domain. I need them as professional as possible. I also need these to be either .co or .co. We'll go .co on these. Now, the reason I say .co, you could either do .com, but .com are way more expensive, and .co and .com are essentially the same. Go ahead and just send this prompt in here. Now, boom, it's going to go ahead and give you an entire list. Now, I want them comma spaced. Okay, boom. So now we have our list right here. We're just going to go ahead and copy this. All right, so now you're going to go ahead and take that list into Namecheap. You're going to go over here where it says beast mode. You're simply we're going to clear this main domain, and you're just going to go ahead and paste these in here. So these are going to be all your variants. Press generate, and as you see here, these are all the domains that are available, and you're just going to go ahead and add all of these to your cart. Just bulk add, so add to all cart here. Same process. Add all these to cart, and then you're just going to simply go to your cart, and you're going to check out. Super simple, same exact process, and you're just going to confirm your order. All right, so now you have your main domain, and you have your different variants that you've all purchased. Now, next is going to be connecting these with your inboxes. So these are going to be the actual email accounts. First, before we do that, we need to set up your main inbox. So this is going to be your Google Workspace email. This is going to be your main business email. Now, you're not going to do any sending with this. This is just going to be things for like sending clients invoices or going back and forth with clients. You always want to make sure that this email is up and running and it's healthy. This is essentially like your business email. So for me, for example, mine is anthonyg@velocityflow.co. That's your main email. You're not sending with that. Now, we'll also need to help you get set up with your sending inboxes, right? So we're going to have premium inboxes go ahead and warm them up for us. So they're going to go ahead and take them into your sequencer, and they're going to actually connect your domains with your inboxes and place them into the sequencer, enable warm up, and you don't have to touch a thing. Now, don't worry, I'm going to walk you through the entire process. Now, you can either do a 70-30 split with Google Microsoft or a 50-50. Now, the reason you want to do a split is simply just to diversify the risk. I would recommend doing a 70-30. 70 is going to be Google, 30 is going to to be Microsoft. Reason being, these days Google is outperforming Microsoft. Let me show you how to go ahead and actually set up your Google Workspace. So you're literally just going to go and type Google Workspace. Simple as that. You're going to come down here to Google Workspace. You're going to go ahead and press get started. Just like creating a regular email account, you're just going to go ahead and type in all this information here. And then once you do that, you're going to be able to select a plan. I would recommend selecting the lowest plan, which is going to be good for now. I believe it's like $7 or $10 a month. So go ahead and select that plan and your business email is created. Now, if you have any trouble with this, as far as like the connecting with the DNS or any backend stuff, you can always talk to Claude and Claude will walk you through the entire process. Okay, so now that you've created your main Google Workspace email and you have your main email, we need to help you purchase your inboxes, and these are going to be what you're going to actually use to send thousands of emails a day. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to come over to something like Premium Inboxes is what we use, or you can use inboxkit, cold mail. Premium Inboxes is what we've seen to work the best, and inboxkit as well is pretty solid. Now, as you see here, it says either get started or sign in. You're just going to go ahead and press sign in. It's actually going to have you create an account. Obviously, I already have an account, so it just logged me in. What you're going to do is you're going to see up here, it says buy more inboxes. You just go ahead and click that. I haven't added a card on this account, so you just go ahead and have to connect your card here. If you go ahead and scroll down, you'll be able to select a different provider. So you'll have Google and Microsoft, and you're going to do the exact same thing for both. So what it's going to do is simply going to ask you for some information that you'll have to input so that it could actually connect the domain to the inbox and actually load it into your sequencer. So the domain forwarding destination, you want this to be your main website. So for me, I would put velocityflow.co. The domain host is going to be where we actually bought the domain, so we did that off of Namecheap. Now, super simple for this, you could just go ahead and watch the access tutorial. Now, once you click the access tutorial, it's literally going to walk you through step by step what you have to do. Now, you're going to have to enable this just so they can log into your account. They're also going to ask for your credentials so they can go ahead and do so and make it as easy as possible. You're literally just going to walk through this entire process step by step. Once you do this once, though, you won't have to do it again. So once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and put your credentials in. So your login information, you're going to put your password in as well. And you're simply just going to add the domains that you want to add in here, right? So for me, I would just go ahead and paste all the domains that I'm trying to connect inboxes to. Now, this is going to be your sending platform. So whatever you use to actually send emails, we were using Plus5. We just switched over to Email Bison, but for Plus5, you just go ahead and go other. And then down here in the additional notes, you're going to say my sequencer is Plus5, just so that they know, and they might send you a follow-up email if they need anything or have any questions. Now, sending platform login, you're just going to go ahead and put the login credentials, the password. Enable warm-up, you want to put yes so that they could go ahead and actually enable warm-up on the account. Total number of inboxes completely depends on the volume that you're looking to scale. Number of inboxes per domain, 3 is the max. That's what you want to select. So 3 inboxes per domain. For one domain that we created, for one of these, there's going to be 3 inboxes attached. So that's how you're going to structure your math. Now, also keep in mind with Google inboxes, you're sending around 15 emails a day per one inbox. With Outlook, around 8 to 10 for one inbox, and you want to factor that in. So you're just going to go ahead and go into ChatGPT or Claude and ask it something like this. I want to be able to send 1,000 emails a day. I'm doing a 70-30 split between Google and Microsoft, with Google sending 15 emails per inbox, with Microsoft anywhere from 8 to 10. It's going to be 3 inboxes per domain. How many inboxes, how many domains do I need to do 1,000 a day? Now, I just broke it down for us super simple. We would need 27 domains. We would need 81 total inboxes. So 34 are going to be Microsoft and 47 are going to be Google. So then I'm going to go into my Plus5. I'm under Google right now and it was 47. So you're just going to go ahead and put 47 inboxes, 3 inboxes per domain. Now for the personas, it's going to be the names on the email. So you could just go ahead and put your first and your last. And this is what the emails are going to be generated to, right? So like Anthony at this, Anthony at that. So it's going to be the actual name. For this, you're just going to follow the instructions. So email persona prefix var1. You just put your first name there, your first and last, your first initial and your last right here. Now for the password, you're just going to go ahead and create a password. They're going to have access to this, so I wouldn't recommend using a password you use for everything. Centralized master inbox, I would leave this blank. This is if you want every single email going to one inbox, so definitely I would leave this blank. Profile picture, you could always add that. It's completely optional. From there, you're just going to go ahead and purchase the account, and you're going to do the exact same thing with Microsoft as well. So the exact same setup. Then a couple of days, you're going to log into your sequencer, whatever it is that you use. As you see, I'm on Plus5, and you'll start to see all your email accounts loaded in, and you'll start to see that they're warming up. Now what you're going to do is you're simply just going to wait 2 weeks for all your emails to warm up, and you're done. That's it. So premium inboxes handle the entire process, or whatever platform that you use. They connect the domains that you bought on Namecheap with the inboxes that you just bought, and they add them into your sequencer, and they turn warm up on, and you let the accounts warm up for 2 weeks. That's it. You're done. Now, super simple. Don't overcomplicate this, and you don't want to start blasting as soon as your emails are done warming up. You want to slowly ramp into things. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I post cold email content weekly. If you found value from this video, go ahead and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. Now, if you want to see daily content from me, either educational or just lifestyle content, I do post daily on my Instagram and on my personal YouTube channel. I'll go ahead and drop those links in the description below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.